Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jade Lawson.
And I'm Eric Perry. We start off with breaking news. The international superstar Prince was found dead at his Paisley Park compound in Minnesota this morning. The singer was 57 years old. We take a look at his life.
Prince died at his suburban Minneapolis home. He was 57 years old. Authorities rushed quickly to the area upon hearing word of a death at the home, and local news crews said grieving fans began to gather shortly after the news came out. The artist had recently battled health issues. His private jet was forced to make an emergency medical landing in Illinois April 15th, and he had previously canceled 2 concerts, reportedly due to the flu. Larry King interviewed Prince in 1999.
I'm very shocked. I had no idea there was anything ever wrong. I know he had an event at his home over the weekend.
Not the time again that you want dropping my way. Yeah.
During his decades-long career, Prince won 7 Grammy Awards and racked up 30 nominations. 5 of his singles topped the charts, and another 14 cracked the top 10. Prince even took home an Oscar for Best Original Score for his work on Purple Rain.
Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain.
That's Purple Rain, one of many memorable songs for the performer known as the Purple One.
Are pouring in all over the world, but students and staff here on the campus of Hampton University say they are shocked and stunned.
It's devastating. I mean, he's a good artist, great producer, one of a kind.
Well, I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, so this is definitely not easy news for me. I love Prince. I just went to his last musicology tour just a few short years ago. Grew up swimming in Lake Minnetonka, going to First Avenue. Music was changed by him, and it will never be the same without him.
I'm actually very sad. It was very hard to imagine. It's just something, I thought it was going to be a rumor. I kept waiting to see it not being confirmed, so I feel a little depressed today.
I was very disappointed to hear. Sad for the music industry. Very depressing.
It's very sad to hear. It's a superstar that you wouldn't really hear about, like, dying so soon. And I know my mother's gonna be devastated. So sad.
Just shock, absolute shock. I just heard a couple minutes ago, and I just cannot believe that he's gone. After I thought it was just a simple flu trip to the hospital, but this is crazy, and I'm definitely sad to see him go.
I think the world has lost a true artist in every sense of the word. He's one of the biggest icons of music, and I'm absolutely shocked.
And this news definitely comes as a shocker. Reactions are pouring in from all celebrities over the world, and he will be missed. Stay with WHOV as new details become available.
Turning now to other news. Classes are ending and seniors are getting ready to take their final walk on May 8th. But like other seniors, I'm faced with the big question, what to do next? This week I took a look at what seniors have planned after the big day and tips to secure that big job. Oh, Hampton, a thought sent from heaven above. That's the song many seniors will be singing on May 8th. But the question many seniors are getting asked now is,
what are your plans after graduation? And I think that, it's a question that I don't know yet.
Graduation is a fun time, but it can be stressful for many seniors when it comes to planning the future. So what are seniors planning so far?
So after graduation, I plan to move to DC and work for Accenture as a technology consultant.
But that's not the case for all the senior class.
Honestly, I'm not really sure. I have a lot of options, but I'm not really sure exactly where I want to go.
My post-graduation plans are to go back to California, Los Angeles specifically, and hopefully upon graduation, I will have a job at a PR firm.
I sat down with Scripps Howard School of Journalism professor Dr. Carol Davis, who has the following tips to nail the interview and get the job.
Keep looking, basically. Keep looking, because guess what? Things don't happen overnight, and the hardest thing for young people to understand is that things don't happen overnight. Finally, what do you bring to the table? What are your skill sets that you bring to the table that make you different than others?
For more tips on postgraduate career plans, visit the Career Center on campus.
Wow, Eric, those were some really great tips.
You know, Dr. Davis had a lot of good things to say. She talked about how writing, no matter what the job you want, is the crux to getting that job and maintaining that job.
Oh, absolutely. English is everything. And speaking of graduation season, the president and CEO of the National Geographic Society is in Hampton to speak at several campus events. Gary Nell kicked off his visit as the keynote speaker for the William R. Harvey Leadership Institute graduation on Wednesday evening. Mr. Nell concluded his visit earlier this afternoon right here in the Scripps Howard Television studio. This opportunity allowed some of the students to gain valuable information and discuss the future of the industry, disruptions, and innovations. And the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math program, also known as STEM, is growing here on campus. WHOV's reporter Ariana McLemore took a deeper look into the rigorous program and how to reach out to other students in the Black community. Let's take a closer look.
African Americans make up 6% of workers in the STEM industries. Hampton University biochemistry major Kennedy Goldsboro says she's the only African American at her internship.
So I'm like the only student in my lab, and now there's other students that are in like other parts of the lab, but where I am, I'm the only student. I'm the only Black person. I'm the only female, and so I don't know. I kind of feel alone.
Hampton University is working on changing the disparities of African Americans in the science, technology, engineering, and math industries. Goldsboro interns at the Hampton University Cancer Research Center. At the center, students are able to gain lab experience before graduation. Dr. Lucille Rixanti founded the center.
My job here is to, yes, expose students to science, but it's also to expose them to the transdisciplinary focus of oncology.
According to USnews.com, African American student interest in STEM is falling. Hampton University biochemistry student Jasmine Jeffries says representation can help get more Black students involved in STEM.
I feel like if there's more images of Black women, Black men doing science, and you encourage kids to love science, then they might think of that as a possible career field for them.
As HU continues to inspire STEM involvement, its students work to make their mark. For WHOV News, this is Ariana McLemore.
And has added 2 new researchers to the Department of Engineering. Welcome Dr. Stefan Cooper and Dr. Marcos Guerrero Munoz. They will be assistant professors under a National Foundation PRIM grant. The grant is designed to increase the number of minority and underrepresented STEM professors at colleges and universities. Now let's take a look at what's going on across the nation.
And our first stop takes us to your wallet, where you are about to see some new faces. The U.S. Treasury Department is making history by including women on their $10 and $20 bills. Harriet Tubman and women of the American suffrage movement will make their debut on the U.S. paper currency. Tubman will replace Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill. A montage of the women of the suffrage movement will be on the back of the $10 bill. Alexander Hamilton will still be on the front. The final redesigns will be unveiled in 2020. And 3 government employees have been charged in the Flint water crisis. A former lab supervisor and 2 water engineers are under investigation. They are charged in the connection with the poisonous water being pumped into the Flint homes. All 3 are facing fines and up to 4 years in prison. Well, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton both cinched definitive victories in New York Tuesday night. Both candidates launched their campaigns in New York City last night. The decisive wins their homes, their territories. They've both moved the candidates significantly closer to their party's nominations. Their wins mark the latest phase in a new phase in the 2016 campaign.
New York is also the home of Hillary's rival Bernie Sanders, who, although coming up short in the election, has vowed to stay in the race until the end.
Experts say Sanders' loss has made it nearly impossible for him to win the number of delegates for him to get the Democratic nomination.
Nearly 500 migrants drowned when a large ship sank in the Mediterranean Sea last week between Libya and Italy. UN officials say hundreds of migrants were being smuggled on one ship and then attempted to be transferred onto an overcrowded larger ship at sea when that vessel capsized and sank. 41 people reportedly have survived who didn't board the larger ship, including a few who actually managed to swim back to the smaller boat. The survivors drifted at sea for 3 days before being rescued. This tragedy, it happened almost exactly 1 year to the day after a nearly identical situation in the Mediterranean where 800 fleeing migrants drowned. Europe is in the midst of a huge migration crisis. Many men, women, and children are looking for any way to escape wars and poverty. With the Olympic Games in Brazil only 3 months away, the country is facing a handful of major challenges, causing many to wonder if the Games will even happen. Problems include the Zika virus outbreak, which has been connected to a rare birth defect, a horrible recession which has sent inflation and unemployment numbers to record highs, and a political crisis which may lead to Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff stepping down after charges of fiscal mismanagement. But according to the International Olympic Committee, the Games should go on as scheduled regardless of the current crisis sweeping the country. The IOC says it's staying on top of the impeachment situation, but the stress that effects of the controversy should be small. Organizers are hoping the Olympics will help turn their economy around, but to date only half of the game tickets have been sold. And there's a lot going on across the nation, or in Bloomberg, the Bloomberg Business Report. A few things you may or may not want to sink your teeth into.
That's right, Jade. The Bloomberg Report has quite a menu. And Chipotle is expected to post its first major loss in the company's history after an E. coli and norovirus breakout in 2015. The company's sales plummeted 15%. The months-long food crisis has cost Chipotle 3 years of their revenue. Chipotle has been offering deals in order to get customers back in the door, like buy one, get one free. In other news, Bernie Sanders is calling out Verizon Wireless CEOs on corporate greed. Sanders specifically targets Verizon executive Lowell McAdam. The Democratic senator accuses the Verizon executive of outsourcing decent-paying jobs while paying high executive wages and avoiding federal taxes. 40,000 Verizon employees remain on strike due to pay cuts and reduced health benefits. McAdam fires back, saying that the company has paid $15.6 billion in taxes over the last 2 years and says that Sanders is uninformed. Well, Beyonce is returning to the fashion industry 2 years after her House of Darion line flopped. Ivy Park, her new line of workout gear, is available now in several stores, but no word yet if her clothes will sell like her albums do. Beyonce is known for breaking the internet every time she drops a new song, and even her fragrance line did well as well. Ivy Park has only been out a week, so it may be a while before we know if this line is also a hit. And with the dust settling on the end of an era for Lakers fans, Kobe Bryant hasn't quite taken his first step into retirement. Fresh off the court, Kobe Bryant has launched himself further into the business world. Kobe Inc., which was created back in 2013, has announced several new business ventures like the Kobe Bryant Film Studio and Body Armor Sports Drink. Kobe's company has also invested in the Players Tribune online website, which is owned by former MLB star Derek Jeter.
Stay tuned because our weather correspondent will be here to give you your weather weekend update.
But first, see which icon is quenching your thirst with their upcoming tour. We'll be right back.
Stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
My heart doesn't see race.
Love is love.
Welcome to the Hampton University Museum and Archives. Founded in 1868, the institution has 2 floors, 10 galleries pulling from collections of Hawaiian art, African American art, Pacific Islander and Native American art. In particular, The African American Art Collection is the largest collection of African American art in the country. This is truly a national treasure.
Hampton University Museum, I-64 exit 267, Hampton.
You know, Jade, I can't wait to see what the entertainment world has stirred up.
Definitely, it's always good to know a spoonful sometimes. Our entertainment correspondent Ashley Kendricks has the scoop.
Looks like we have another baby boomer session in the celebrity world, and I'm sure everyone is dying to see all the precious newborns of Hollywood. Model and cookbook author Chrissy Teigen and John Legend just welcomed their first child into the world. The two revealed the baby girl's name, Luna Simone, weighing in at 6 pounds, 11 ounces. Who Luna looks like is still a mystery as we anxiously wait for baby Luna's pictures on Instagram. The Legend couple aren't the only ones holding back on baby pictures. Drea Michelle, former Basketball Wives of LA cast member, just had her baby boy with Dallas Cowboys cornerback Orlando Scandrick last week. The newborn Drew, spelled J-R-U, is now the 6th member of their family. Since the beginning of this year, Drea flooded Instagram timelines with stunning maternity photos up until baby Drew's arrival. Congratulations to both beautiful families. Africa Bambaataa is being accused of sexually abusing underage men. Bronx politician Ronald Savage shared that he was sexually abused by Bambaataa in 1980 when he was just 15. Savage shared his story in hopes of changing New York's statute of limitations in sexual abuse cases. However, the New York law blocks criminal or civil charges once the victim turns 23. Since Savage's testimony, 3 men have allegedly come forward claiming sexual assault. Bambaataa recently issued a statement denying Ronald Savage's allegations. Looks like Boo Boo Kitty is finally a lion. That's right, the Empire star is newly married to co-star Trey Byers. The couple was engaged in July and said their I do's last week in a private ceremony on the Grand Cayman Islands. They only invited close friends and family. Not even Empire co-stars made the list. Is anyone thirsty, want to dance, or just get into formation? Well, Beyonce might be ready for all of the above with her new project that we didn't mention to you about earlier in the newscast. The icon recently released an extended version of her Lemonade trailer, and she seems to be selling everything but that. Let's take a look.
The past and the present merge to meet us here. What are you hiding? It's trees.
Beyonce's latest project was the Formation number, so of course the Beehive's anticipation went skyrocket on social media. What will she perform for her world tour, you ask? As of right now, we have no clue, but hopefully she'll reveal a few hints in the HBO series. Tune in Saturday evening at 6 to catch the action. The amazing music festival Coachella returned to the deserts of California for its annual festivities. Kylie Jenner, Taylor Swift, and Leonardo DiCaprio gathered amongst a few others for the 3-day festival. Pop star Calvin Harris surprised fans when he brought out Big Sean and Rihanna. Big Sean hit the floors performing his hit song, I Don't Mess With You, and Rihanna accompanied Harris during their We Found Love performance. During the artist Grimes performance, special guest Janelle Monáe was brought out to finish a duet following the Billboard endorsement for Bernie Sanders' campaign. Rapper Ice Cube surprisingly brought out Snoop Dogg, his son O'Shea Jackson Jr., and rapper Common to the stage. There was also an NWA reunion performance, however, Dr. Dre was not in attendance. Weekend 2 of Coachella will continue this weekend with more special guests in attendance. If you were unable to make it out to the sunny side of California, be sure to stay up to date on Twitter while using hashtag Coachella. And Snapchat's doing an excellent job staying Coachella themed with their little new little headband geotag that they have.
The
Have you guys tried it out?
flowers.
Yeah, it's like
You know, it
floral,
took me a
little
minute
flower.
to figure out what that was
Yeah,
for.
I took a couple selfies.
And also the Beyonce one too. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people are going to be tuning in on Saturday. I know I'm going to have a little party.
Definitely.
Can't
Our
wait.
weather correspondent, Rolanda Holloway, will be here in the studio to tell us whether or not we will need a coat, our coats, umbrellas, or some sandals for the weekend.
And later on in the show, our sports correspondent will be here to give us an update on the NBA playoffs. Stay with us.
They can. Best they can, right?
They're doing the best they can.
Those guys in Washington wouldn't be there if they didn't know what they were doing. You're one person, right? When you think about it, it doesn't make one difference. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make one difference. It doesn't make a difference either way, one way or the other, if you vote or not. It's all in the way you look at it. We're just kids, right? Turn up the music.
Turn up.
How weird do things have to get before you register and vote?
Turn up the music.
With the brain tumor being so close to my optic nerves, regular radiation would definitely have damaged those optic nerves. There was that possibility of blindness. Proton therapy gave me the ability to do the things that I need for my family.
This is what cancer treatment looks like at the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute. Minimal damage to healthy tissue, minimal side effects. Live your life. Let us fight your cancer. Ask your oncologist about proton therapy.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom. It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Well, this week we saw sunny days, but let's see what the next week has for us.
We have WHOV's Rolanda Holloway here to tell us what to expect. Rolanda?
Thanks, Jade and Eric. As we come to the end of the semester, we will see some very warm days with some pretty clear skies. Taking a look outside, currently it's 75 degrees outside with partly cloudy skies. Later tonight, the temperature will drop, but not too much, with a low of 61 degrees. Now let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow we can expect a high of 79 degrees, but rain showers throughout the day. Saturday we can expect cloudy skies, a high of 66 degrees and a low of 54 degrees. Sunday, the weather will stay the same as Saturday with a high of 66 degrees and a low of 55 degrees. Monday, the temperature will really heat up with a high of 81 degrees. Tuesday, we can expect showers with a high of 79 degrees, and Wednesday, the temperature will drop to the low 60s with mostly cloudy skies. And hopefully it doesn't rain too much and mess up everyone's weekend plans. Now, I like the rain, but it brings humidity. And
the rain is good because of the pollen. You know, everybody's having pollen times, but when it comes to, we want to get out, go to the beach.
We want nice weather. We want beach, cookout time, that's all of that. And the rain's going to ruin that. I don't want that.
Thank you.
Now that it's warm outside, everybody will be heading to the beach. And this weekend, being beach weekend, is the perfect time for our On the Yard correspondent. He'll be here with more information on the weekend festivities later on in the show.
But first, our sports update. Cameron Flores will have the latest after the break. We'll be right back.
You taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
Eric, I heard the NBA playoffs is in full swing.
It definitely is, Jade, and so is Hampton's spring sports teams. Our sports correspondent, Cameron Flores, is here to give us the latest. Cam?
Thank you, Eric and Jade. I love this time of year. Spring sports is on campus, the NBA playoffs. It just can't get any better than this. Let's take a start with our sports here at our home by the sea. Sunday, the Hamptons men's tennis team lost their final match to Morgan State Bears. The men's finished the regular season 6-14 overall and 2-2 in the MEAC. But on the bright side, 8 of Hampton's tennis players were named all MEAC academic team for maintaining a 3.0 GPA or higher. Senior Miguel Suarez, sophomore Fedor Shireen, sophomore Luke Thompson, sophomore Peter Odebiji, grad student Dania Charles, junior Michaela Pierce, sophomore Miriam Michishvili, and sophomore Anastasia Romanov are the students to be recognized for their great play on and off the court and in the classrooms. Congratulations to all of them. On Sunday, the Lady Pirates softball team edged out a 4-3 win against the Maryland Eastern Shore in their final home game this season. The Lady Pirates improved to a 15-24 overall and 7-5 in MEAC play. Freshman Allie Hotitz picked up her 7th win on the season on the mound, giving up 5 hits and 6 points in 2 innings. The Lady Pirates softball team will face the Coppin State in a 3-game set on Saturday and Sunday. They're trying to extend their win streak and move up in the MEAC standings. The Hampton University's men's and women's track team combined to win the event Saturday at the historic Hampton Relays. The Pirates racked up 5 event wins and the Lady Pirates had 4. Senior Trey Holloway gave the Pirates their lone running title win in the 110-meter hurdle after running a 14.01 in the final. Senior Sierra Brown gave the Lady Pirates an event win by taking an 800-meter run with a time of 2 minutes and 6 seconds, while freshman Crystal Ely won the 400-meter hurdle with a 1 minute and 4-second run. The Pirates and Lady Pirates will be in Baltimore on Friday and Saturday for the Morgan State Legacy Meet. We wish the Pirates and Lady Pirates good luck as they finish their seasons. This week, we'd like to acknowledge a special student athlete on campus. Kennedy Kenny is a sophomore journalism major from California, and she plays on the Lady Pirates volleyball team. Kenny was 10th in the MEAC in blocks and 3rd best blocker on her team. Kennedy has excelled on and off the court, and we got a chance to speak with her about how she keeps herself balanced and keeps her goals on the volleyball team next year. Let's check it out.
How I stay balanced is just my family keeps me motivated. They keep reminding me to keep my faith in God, and He'll never let me down. So I just always strive to do my best, and that I know I will get to my end goal. I just have to keep striving and getting over all these obstacles. My plans for next year, in regards to volleyball, is winning the MEAC Volleyball Championships. We got a new coach, we have new players coming in, so hopefully we can regain back our focus, get a new game strategy, and come back stronger and get our title.
The NBA playoffs has started, and we're already seeing some exciting games. In the East, Miami leads Charlotte 2-0. Cleveland leads Detroit 2-0, and the Hawks have a commanding 2-0 lead over the Celtics. The Pacers and Raptors are tied at 1 game apiece. In the West, the Warriors opened with a 2-0 lead over the Rockets. The Thunders and Mavericks are tied at 1 game apiece, and the Clippers are 2-0 against the Trailblazers. The Spurs have dominated with a 2-0 lead against the Grizzlies. Currently, the Oklahoma City Thunder and Dallas Mavericks are battling it out in Game 3 later on tonight. We'll see the Raptors try and win 2 straight against the Pacers in their Game 3 at 7:30. And the Warriors are in Houston trying to take Game 3 lead against the Rockets at 9:30 p.m. Woo! I know the Warriors have been really keeping things exciting this year.
Oh, I'm sure, especially when they're going for a second win. All I know is Harrison Barnes has been doing his thing.
I just don't think anybody can stop Steph, honestly.
Oh, never.
All righty, thank you so much.
This weekend is College Beach weekend.
That's right, Jade. After the break, we'll take a look at how the Virginia Beach area is preparing for this historic beach weekend. Stay with us.
Told me that I had prostate cancer.
Proton therapy eases human misery and saves lives.
It was the most unbelievable experience of my life.
Ask your oncologist about proton therapy. Live your life. Let us fight your cancer.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
Yeah,
but I don't know where to start.
that's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together. Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
As the semester winds down, many students are looking to take a break and enjoy the warm weather.
That's exactly right. And with Beach Weekend this Saturday and Sunday, it's the perfect time and place to do so. WHOV reporter Fanae Thompson tells us how the city has been preparing for the weekend.
Each year, nearly 40,000 people visit Virginia Beach for Beach Weekend. Beach Weekend has proven to be difficult for the Virginia Beach Police Department to track because the date is announced a few days before it takes place.
2013 was our first year with this. We had multiple robberies, shootings, stabbings, other serious felonious events that occurred.
For the next few years, the Virginia Beach Police Department began planning for the weekend and even implemented a student ambassador program.
A small group of 20 college students who volunteered to come to the oceanfront during Beach Weekend and really promote positive behavior.
Student Frederick Carr thinks that having a student ambassador program is a good idea.
Having an advocate who understands, the college life really does bridge the gap in between, just an officer trying to bully his authority as to where there's someone who understands both sides of the spectrum.
As for crime, Officer Kane believes that the crime that has happened at previous beach weekends were not caused by college students.
From my experience over the past couple of years, it is the people who have connections with the college students who want to ride their coattails.
Most college students who were arrested for public intoxication. To avoid being arrested for public intoxication, police recommend that you never drink alone, always know your limit, and most importantly, stay hydrated. Following these tips will help make College Beach Weekend safer for all students. For WHOV News, I'm Fanae Thompson.
And I'm definitely looking forward to Beach Weekend. I'm so excited.
I hope you are. I have to say that was a very good package to have because you have to be careful out there. You have people coming from all the different colleges. People are coming. I know somebody who's coming from like North Carolina coming all the way up here for that.
They might as well just go to Myrtle Beach.
That's very true.
Yeah. Well, on behalf of WHOV, thank you for an amazing year. And thanks for tuning in tonight.
Have a good evening.